I spent over 150 hours building 10 of the most overpowered farms in hardcore Minecraft. Today, some big things have to happen for a few reasons. I need lots of materials. Materials are always handy. So I'm going to build some farms, and I'm going to build 10 mega farms. Now, some of those farms I need to build it, so that way I can build another farm. Yeah, I know, kind of confusing, but I need to build one farm to build another. Now, I want to do something probably a little bit silly. I want to build all these farms over an ocean, but I want a platform, so I'm going to have to build a giant platform over an ocean, but first we need to find the ocean that we're going to use. So, if my calculations are correct, and I build this portal right here, we'll either end up in a cave under an ocean, or floating above the ocean. Let's hope we're floating. I'd rather be in the air than under the ground. And we're under the ground, but we should hopefully be under an ocean. Okay, we've built the portal up here, so if we go through, let's hope we link up to that other portal, because that's the plan. Ah, there we go. Perfect, and as you can see, it's not too far. My home portal is just over there, so it's a quick flight from there to there. I have collected all of the stone I have. Now I know it's definitely not enough, but I'm going to head back to the ocean and I'm going to start building a giant platform. So let's do that in time-lapse form. Now I will run out, but what I'll do is I will just pause it. I will go mining, grab a heap more stone and continue placing. So here is our giant platform that was about, 90 something thousand blocks. It's bigger than I kind of expected and originally needed, and still it's bigger than I will need. But that means I can put a giant storage system in the very middle of it. But now we need to start building some of the farms. The first of those is going to be a cobblestone farm. So I'm going to gather the materials and we'll time lapse once again because we have 10 farms to cram into this one episode. Okay, so a quick self-promotion. I do have an Instagram that I am posting on quite regularly. So if you're interested in that, the link will be in the description. So head on there and check out my Instagram. But we are back with all of the materials and it looks like a lot, but a lot of it is just lava, as you can see. And then the rest are blocks. But there's a lot of lava for this. But how about we jump into a time lapse and get this farm built. There we have it. I've still got a little bit there that needs to be cleaned up. But this is our cobble farm. It is a decent size and it took me only 2 hours. So not ages, but still quite a while. And I haven't tested it. So I am terrified to test it. So how it works, I need to actually, I'm going to grab some blocks. Let me grab, oh, I had some blocks on me still. Whoops. Okay, so we have a platform that I can now stand on. So if we flip this lever, all of the sand blocks have dropped down. The other scary part. Let's just check. I think... Okay, I'm going to turn it off. Just for a second and see... Oh, there was a big bang, but if we look, everything is okay. I've built it correctly. And let's just see, I have no cobble in my inventory in that very short amount of time. Oh, I have done something here. Oh boy. Okay. Now for all these farms, I'm going to calculate roughly how much they make each hour. So let me just quickly do that. I'll run the farm for a bit, calculate, and see roughly how much it makes per hour. So I'll do that. I'll calculate how much this will make per hour. Okay, so this produces 480 thousand cobblestone per hour. 480,000 an hour. That's completely insane and more than I'll ever need. By the way, this is a brand new microphone, so if it sounds different, that is why. But on to the next farm, which is going to be a tree farm that I'm having a bone meal farm connected with it. Basically, I'm counting that as one farm because I need the bone meal to run the tree farm. So yeah, let's just count that as one. But we need materials, so let me... Yeah, I don't know what that was. I've already collected them. We have the materials here. And let's jump into another time lapse once again and get this farm built. And of course it's coming nighttime, but here is the combined farm. We have obviously the moss farm that will produce the bone meal for the tree farm, and I need to sleep dive a bit. I do. Okay, so I need to figure out how much bone meal that this produces, because I want to know how much it produces as well as how much wood. So I'm going to run it and we will figure out how much it produces. Around 11,500 wood is produced, and we only get about 2,000 bone meal per hour, which isn't great, seeing as this tree farm uses over 14,000 bone meal per hour. The next farm on my list, seeing as we have 2 and we need 10, number 3 is going to be a giant mob farm. Did I mention that I was building a mega mob farm? Because I kind of did that. This took a long time. Not only gathering the materials, but building it took a ridiculous amount of time. But you know the drill. We have to see how much of all the stuff we get per hour. Now, it is very dark down here. I'll fix that eventually. But we have 3,960, that is gunpowder, 4,260 bones, 4,020... what's that? Arrows, I think that is, 2,040 rotten flesh, and then 3,060 string. So we get a bunch of stuff from this farm. It is really fast, and also really, really cool. And of course, I've got a shulker loader, and this sorter to sort it all out very nicely. Oh man, that was a long one. That took quite a while to do. Now the next farm I am building is going to be a bit unique. It's a bee farm, and I'm building in the end because rates in the end are a lot faster. So I'm going to keep breeding up my bees and gathering the rest of the materials, and then we can build a bee farm. We are now in the end with all of the resources to build the farm, so we can start building it and do a nice little time lapse. And there we have it. The honey farm is complete, and I've already done the test for it. And yes, I have a pumpkin on my head because endermans are annoying. And it produces roughly 120 honey blocks per hour, which, to be honest, that's not too bad, because honey farms just, you know, they're sort of hard to get a ridiculous amount, and I won't need a ridiculous amount anyway. But it's chugging along, it's working.
and it looks really cool as well. I don't know how long I'm going to have this for, because I do want to do something here in the end at some point. But it's time to get on to the next farm, because I have still lots more to build. This next one is not technically a farm, but at the same time, it kind of is. So it's a super smelter, which has carpet dupers for the fuel. So in a way, it's a farm, but I have the materials right here, ready to go. So I guess we're time-lapse again. This is a lot of time lapses, but I'm hoping you're enjoying it, because I'm enjoying building it all and editing it as I go. It is quite fun. So let's jump into another time lapse. What's this, number 5, number 6? I've lost track at this point. And there it is. There is another thing built, and the carpet dupers are cranking out. Now, hopefully, the way this is designed, which this design is by VidMC, he used this in Season 1 of Igniter SMP, so I'll link Vid down below. Make sure you go check him out. He is an amazing creator that plays alongside me on Igniter SMP, but they should stop once the last hopper or whatever is full. It's a great design, and then once they are empty again, once it gets down to a certain point, they will start up again, which is just amazing. But there are 128 furnaces, and I'm going to let this all fill up, and then we're going to see how many items it makes per hour, which I know I could just calculate it based off how fast furnaces are, but I want to do the actual test because that's more fun. So let me get this filled up, and then we can do that test. This machine should be able to smelt 24,000 items per hour, which is fantastic because I need a bit of smooth stone for the next build, which is a sugarcane farm, because I am getting low on rockets, as you can see. I've currently been killing creepers by hand until I had that, and I have a basic sugarcane farm back at my starter area, but I need a better sugarcane farm. So that's what's next. I'm going to build it probably over here. So more materials, and then I can build the sugarcane farm. All of these shulker boxes are full of all the materials we should need to build our sugarcane farm, and the sugarcane farm is quite big. And it's a piston observer one because I felt like doing that over a slime farm, not a slime farm. What do you call them? A flying machine one, because I hate when they break when you leave the chunks and stuff. So this one doesn't break, so that's why I'm doing this one. But it's time-lapse time again for, I think this one's the 6th time, because if we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we got the honey farm that we just did. So yeah, this is number 6. After this, there are just 4 more farms to build. So let's jump into that time-lapse right now. And once again, another farm complete. This one being a really important one, and it kind of took me like 4 hours to build, not including all the time collecting materials. Just building it took like 4 hours. It's a big one, so you can see it has, yeah, 4 by 4. It is massive, and I haven't actually tested it because none of the hopper minecarts are in. So let me quickly add all those in, and then I will do my usual and test and calculate roughly how much this makes per hour. After testing it, this should produce about 3,000 sugarcane per hour, which kind of doesn't sound like a lot, but then at the same time, it kind of is a decent amount for a piston observer one. I don't really know what you call these ones, but not a non-flying machine one. I will take it because my rocket box is empty, and look at that, we just got a stack. I don't have a storage for this thing. I should probably put one of those in. I'll do that at some point. But I think that's number 6 done. So that means 4 more to go. So let's move on to farm number 7. Okay, I chucked on a little storage just for the time being before I build my big storage in the middle. The next thing I'm building is going to be a concrete converting machine. I know it's meant to be 10 farms, but I kind of have most of the farms that I need for the moment. So I want to do a concrete converting machine, which then you could probably guess which one will come after that. But let's go grab materials and build another thing. There are the materials, and it should be a pretty quick build because like there's not too much stuff. So it shouldn't hopefully take too long, but well, it's time for a time lapse once again. And there we go. That one was really easy. It did not take me too long at all. And I don't need to test this one. I know this one does about 72,000 per hour. So we made sure to put the sign up. And that's this one done. So that means 3 more to go. The next one is related to this, and I need concrete. So I'm going to make a concrete duping machine, which requires a end portal and using the end. So I have a design for the duper itself, which is not mine, but the storage I did actually design myself. So let's head back to gathering materials, I guess, and building yet again another, I'm just going to call it a farm, another farm we are building. We are here at the end portal and I have all my materials ready to go. So let's jump into a time lapse and build this gravity duper. And there is the gravity duper complete. This thing looks really confusing, and to be honest, I don't even really understand how it works, but it does. And then we have the storage over on the inside, which I have actually gone and changed slightly. I had a shulker loader because I AFK'd this overnight and all the chests filled up, and I thought, well, I need shulker loaders. I don't have a lot of shulker boxes and shulker shells left now, but if we go through, we can see this is now the shulker loader that I have added in, and it is, yeah, very handy, and all that's in here is all from what I did with the overnight AFK, which there is a bunch of everything, which is really handy, and these will definitely come in handy for future builds. Okay, so I've come back to the platform because there is actually going to be no more farms built here in today's episode. I do need to build an iron farm here, but I have one back at home, so I'm not going to do that just yet. But the next one, I just mentioned shulker loader, meaning I need shulker boxes, so that means I'm going to build a shulker farm, which is going to be in the end because I do not want to build an overworld one. That's just too painful. And then the very last one is going to be a piglin bartering farm because I have used a lot of observers. You can see there's observers used there, there's some used there, there's some there, there's there. They're used for everything, and I need quartz, and the bartering will give me quartz, so I'm going to build one of them, but first we need to do a shulker farm, so let's gather materials once again and head to an end city that has some shulkers. So I'm currently gathering materials for the shulker farm, and I kind of forgot you need wither roses. I have none of them, so what I've done is up here on my glass roof, I have set up a giant pen that I'm going to get as many chickens in as possible. There's 4, there's one has now grown up, but I'm going to get as many eggs as possible, and then I'm going to go try and get some wither skulls. That's going to be a little bit annoying, and then we're going to do it in the end and hopefully get a bunch of wither roses because I need 16, but you know, I may need them for other things at some point. So yeah, this is my life right now. I'm waiting for chickens to grow up, and then I've got to breed them a bunch of times. So yeah, okay, I got 5 shulker boxes of eggs. That should be hopefully enough. Yeah, let's do this. I've set up this contraption that will allow me to not have to actually throw the eggs. So if I do this, yep, it it works. Now we just wait till till all this empties, so it shouldn't take hopefully too long. And it's done. All I now need to do is splash these guys with the poison, make sure they've all got it, and apparently me as well. That will leave them on half a heart, and in goes the wither. There goes the wither, and we got, oh my, just over 4 stacks of wither roses. That is fantastic. That's going to hopefully last ages. I don't know what else I'd need them for, but okay, I'm going to go to this end city here. I like the thought of this one because I feel like I haven't been to this one, so there should be shulkers. That's the plan. One right there. Perfect. We can build it right here. So I have all the materials. Let's go time-lapse time and get this thing built. There we go, that is the farm itself actually built. Now I just need to go and get a shulker inside and then it's ready to go. I've put this rail in which should allow me to come down here, and this shulker is still there. Perfect. Let me run the minecart into you. Sweet. Okay, here we go. And oh, it teleports inside, which is good. That should be good. The shulker should be okay. Perfect. They're up there now. Hopefully by turning it on it should realize that it's empty and send a minecart up. You see that? Pick up the shulker and then it should have sent it inside there. Okay, look at that. It should now be working. Let me fly up to here and take a quick look. Okay, yes, we have a shulker. That means that the farm is working. Now if I go free cam, it'll fill up these slots here, and that's basically how the farm fixes itself when the shulker down there dies, because that does happen, but it's not a big deal because it fixes itself really easy, and it becomes faster when all these 7 slots here fill up, which it can take a few hours. It's just how it works. This is very handy. This is a must-have farm because I ran out of shulker shells, and it's annoying when you don't have any. So there we go, number 9 done. There is just one more farm to go, and with all that, the materials for the final farm of the episode have been gathered. So let's head to the Nether where we can build our piglin bartering farm. Here is the location I'm going to build it. That's my home portal there, and then the industrial district way over there. But this spot here suits best. So let's jump into the final time lapse of this episode. Number 10 is complete. Well, kind of. I don't have the zombified piglins in there, but I'm going to quickly go to do that. Quickly do that now. I'm going to set up a spawning platform and name tag them and make them go in there, and then it'll officially be complete. All 24 of the piglins are inside with only a couple of near-death experiences because they hit hard. I have a bunch of gold, and I'm going to... Nope, we need to make it into ingots. We're going to chuck this in here, and we're going to turn the farm on, and hopefully it works. It should work. So the gold gets spit out. They go to trade with it, and yep, they throw it all, and off it goes. And it should all sort into the places it's meant to go. So this is fantastic. This is really handy because you can see I've definitely not thrown stuff on the ground. It gets all this stuff, which some of it probably won't use, but a lot of it I will use lots of, like quartz, probably blackstone for builds, soul sand, will use some of that, and definitely lots of obsidian. So this is really handy, and that is all 10 farms built for today's episode. So that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, do consider subscribing, it's free and you can always change your mind. But that is how I built 10 of the most overpowered farms in hardcore Minecraft, and yes, it took me well over 150 hours to complete this video from start to finish. So please, I hope you appreciate the time and effort it took to make this video for you guys. Now stay tuned for the next episodes coming in the future.